So we all know what happened in Michigan, right? There was a shooting. Um, and that shooting occurred to a white kid, and it turns out his parents might have encouraged the behavior, and as such, they ended up going on a run. Of course, that didn't last long, but you know, there's this whole thing going about that, and now people are trying to find who's to blame. This and that. It's all pointing fingers, even though it's clearly the students and the parents' fault, right? But regardless, while that unfortunate incident occurred, there's something we have to keep in mind, right? So, for a while now, well, for 10 years, in fact, as you're already seeing your screen, for 10 whole years, there has been several types of school shootings, 180 to be more specific, right? And so, there's been 180 school shootings and about 356 victims, right? And mostly people trying to point it out to be like because of mental health and or bullying and shit like that, right? Shit like that. You're trying to make it not as bad as it really is right now. They're trying to excuse it, trying to make sense of it. Because that's what we human beings we like to try to do. We try to make sense of things that don't really make sense to begin with. But regardless, first it was a mental health issue. Then it was video games. Then it was bullying, or shit, maybe all three in that order, right? Either or, people who've been trying to rationalize, make sense of things for the longest time now, right? But let's be honest. Let's be real. Let's be real here. This has nothing to do with mental health. This has nothing to do with video games. This has nothing to do with bullying. What's happening now is a trend. That's all it is. It's a trend that people see, and when they see that, they want to do it themselves. That's all it is. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with mental health. None of that. These are people who decide that, you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. So I'm just gonna go shoot up my school. That's what it is. Even if bullying's to blame, it doesn't really matter because that kid still decided to not only kill his bully, but to kill everyone else in school. I don't give a fuck how bad bullying was for you. If you got that type of mindset, something's already wrong with you to begin with. Right? Now, of course, this could lead to mental health. Right? Maybe bullying pushes them towards that point in life. Okay. But regardless, at this point, people are doing it just to do it. They're doing it just to do it. Like it's that simple. They're doing this just to do it. There could be several different reasons why, but I guarantee you it's more than this bullying. It always ends the same way nine times out of 10. They go, they shoot up the school, and then they end up shooting themselves. Right? And it happens over and over and over and over again. Right? And people like to call that type of thing insanity, right? And at this point, I have to agree. Because it's clear to me that what is happening now isn't enough. Right? This shit is too deep within our culture now. It's been 10 whole years, 180 shootings, and 356 victims. Alright? Now granted it could be more than that. Say another school shooting could happen right now as I speak. And we won't know about it until the next day or later this afternoon. But regardless, this number is pretty big, right? This whole thing is insane, and in my opinion, this goes far beyond bullying, simply being mental health. Because already that's a false statement. Because 9 times out of 10, people with mental health disorders are less likely are less likely to harm people than you are to harm themselves or be harmed in the process of, well, being mentally ill. So just by labeling a suitor as mentally ill, or just by saying it's like mental health, is very questionable. Because it's a well-known fact that most people with mental health disorders aren't really that violent, despite what the media proclaims. They're not really that violent. Not really. 9 times out of 10, they're more likely to have crimes committed towards them. Right? And if it's truly about mental health, what kind of mental disorder do they have? Is it bipolar disorder? Because I'm pretty sure that doesn't really make you decide to kill someone on the spot. Schizophrenia? I don't know. Like what is it? What type of mental health disorder that makes you one day decide, huh? You know what? I think I'm gonna go shoot up my school today. You know, kill a few students, a few teachers, a few friends of mine. May also myself too, because why not? Right? I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. Like I said before, they could have been pushed to that point, but when you look at these numbers, I don't believe that. In my honest opinion, it's all about a trend. Like it's trending all over America, right? And because it is, people are seeing it, and they're simply deciding to do it themselves. Like they want to be famous too. They want to be in the next school shooter. They want to. These are the types of people that want to make a name for themselves, and with no other way to do it in their own eyes, they decide to do the next best thing and commit the same crime everyone else is doing. These are kids just trying to make a name for themselves, and at this point, they just don't care about themselves and or others. They don't care. They want to be famous. Of course, I could be wrong. I probably am. It's a lot of different factors to this. It could be that their home life ain't got good either, and they decide that enough is enough. But I don't. The point is, I'm trying to make. I don't believe it's just one thing and one thing only. Like I don't believe it's the same thing as, hey, you're getting bullied. So no, wait. I don't think it's the same thing as, hey, I'm getting bullied, so now I'm gonna go show up to school. Hey, I have mental health disorders, even though I'm less likely to commit a crime, so I'm gonna go show up at school. Like I don't believe it's just those two things. I don't believe that. I think this goes much deeper. Now I think it's people who are seeing what's happening around them and deciding to mimic what they see for themselves for whatever reason that may be. That's all I think it is. It's just people who are mimicking what they see. That's it. That's the most simplest version I can tell it. Or the most simplest. Those are, to put it nicely, those are the words I can sum it up that hopefully make y'all understand what I'm trying to say. Like these are kids mimicking what they see for whatever reason. It could be several, could be one, could be many. We don't know. But what I do know is that this goes far. This goes far beyond bullying or whatever the fuck they're trying to say, which is kind of ridiculous in its own right.